Just in is this sharp looking driver quality 1979 Chevy Camaro, powered by its original 305 V8 engine, air conditioning, power steering, factory cruise control. It's got front disc brakes on it. It does have a power booster as well. Car runs great, drives really nice down the road, which you'll see in our video. Engine compartments just real stock and original, just like it would be with just under 57,000 original miles on it. As we look at our hood gap from front to back, the back gap's a little thicker than the front gap, but you got good clearance all the way through, and the hood lines up nice and smooth to the fender all the way across the front. You've also got a good gap that way, no touching there. Front to back on the passenger side hood gap is good as well, and it sits nice. It's got a pretty deep scratch here on the hood. Excuse me. The car has older paint on it. I'm guessing a combination between original paint and definitely spots of it's been repainted, or maybe the whole car has been repainted years ago. It's got a lot of paint imperfections. Somebody kind of rock guarded the very bottom of the car. I don't know if they lived on gravel or what, but kind of Z-bar to the bottom with that paintable Z-bar. So it's got a ton of paint imperfections in it, but from 5-10 foot it looks awesome. And it's just a great driver condition Camaro. Got some paint chips and stuff like that at the front nose. I'm not going to be able to point them all out, but just some of the worst ones. It's got a scratch here and another scratch down there. Front fender is very solid. There again, like I said, from the body line right here down. It's got that gravel guard, paintable gravel guard that matches the same color of the car and everything. But so no blisters, anything like that on the lower fenders. It's all solid. Front fender's straight. Doors and stuff are all in good shape. Tires on it like new all the way around. It's got Cooper Cobras. The wheels are brand new. Tires are like new. The undercarriage is very solid as well. You'll be able to see that in all the undercarriage pictures. The only major problem I've seen is the brace that goes underneath that rear bumper from side to side. Not a frame piece or nothing like that, but that has been rusted out and has not been repaired. But the rest of the floors and frame and everything all look original and very solid. You look up and down the sides, it's got a few little dings and stuff like that in it, but for the most part it's very straight. Looks good. It's got the old, I'd say, like I said, the top part of the car, it's got like the old acrylic enamel, and it's got just some water spots, stuff like that in the paint. Probably could be buffed out. Sides have a really nice shine. We open up the doors. Doesn't look like it's ever had any quarter work done to it on the quarters. Looks nice and clean there in the jamb. Bottom corner of the door is good. Still has its original rubbers. They still have some pliability to them. They're still pliable, but there's definitely some rips and tears in the rubbers. Door panel on the passenger side is absolutely perfect. There's not a chip or a scuff in the door panel at all. As we look in this door jambs, it's all painted red. There again, I believe that's all original paint and stuff in there, and it looks great. Seat cover has a little seam, not a seam split, but just a little split right here on the passenger side. Other than that, the driver's side is great. It's got a couple cracks along here on the very top of the dash. Other than that, the dash is perfect, original. It's got a Grant GT wheel with the factory buckets and console. Really nice headliner. I did order a new dome light cover, so that will be included. Back seat's perfect, very nice there. Door shut's nice. It's got the dual mirrors. Like I said, this is a great looking car. It's a great 10-footer, 5-footer. You get up close and it's got a lot of paint imperfections, but for a driver it's awesome. A lot of little paint imperfections back here. You can see where the original red looks to me like original red car, obviously, and then they repainted it and it just didn't stay down as good as it should have. It's got a little crease dent right here in the bottom of the quarter behind the wheel. Still has all its factory stickers and everything. Original paint in the door jambs. Bottom corner of the door looks great. Driver's side door panel is excellent. Driver's side door jamb and stuff is in great shape as well. Driver's seat's good. Very comfortable and nice. It does have tilt. As far as our gauges go, gas gauge works, amp gauge works, factory tack works, which is kind of nice. So it does have the factory tack and gauges. Temperature gauge works. It's not overheating. It's about 140 right now. The Grant horn does not work. It's got an aftermarket AM/FM radio in it. Tilt steering. Heater fan works. Air conditioning I'm sure is not cold, but the compressor's all hooked up and it's got a new belt on it, so I can try the air and see what it's going to do. Let that run a minute. It's a hot day out today and the air is definitely blowing cool. It's not cold yet, but we'll see what it does when we go down the road. I drove this car quite a bit before the pictures, and it really runs and drives nice down the road, so we'll just kind of show you that in a second. Transmission shifts great. It does have oversized tires on it, so a guy will want to probably put some air shocks on the back. When you hit a bump, they do rub a little bit. Looks like our speedometer works. Tack, gas gauge, amp gauge, temp gauge. The only factory gauge it doesn't have a factory oil pressure gauge. It must have a factory light for that. Console's in great shape as well. Very nice, all original. So you got a couple cracks on that dash pad right up here, and you got a little tear in that seat. Other than that, this interior is in great shape. We just went through quite a few of the brakes on it. The brakes work great, no pull left or right with those disc brakes. Transmission kickdown works well. It's got a very firm shift, so when it shifts up from first to second, I mean, you just kind of, it's real snappy. Engine wise, like I said, it's just your basic small block V8, so it ain't no powerhouse, but it sure runs good and the transmission shifts great. It's about 3,700 RPMs. It snaps right back in your seat. Going into second. Shifts again when you had your foot all the way in it at about 3,700 RPM, doing about 65, 70. Slow it down here a little bit. Speedometer's not bouncing, tack's accurate. Again, we punch it down, the kick down works, shifts it down to second. It's just a great driving car. The front end is nice. Again, as far as our air conditioning, it's definitely blowing cool. It's just not cold. So a guy'd want to charge the air, but I think it's definitely working as far as I can tell on a day like today. Here's our brakes again. Great pedal. So just kind of a summary on the car. The interior is very nice. The exterior looks good at 10 feet. You get up close. You know, if you want a super nice car, you'd want to do a little bit of body work where the dings are and repaint it. As far as drivability of it, runs and drives absolutely excellent. Guy probably should put some air shocks on the back. But all in all, just a great turnkey car a guy can drive and enjoy.